Hi Soul Fam, welcome back to this channel where we do tarot card readings every single Monday. My name is Frances. If we haven't met before, I'm so honored and excited to have you here. If you're here every week, welcome back. It's so great to be connected. And just in case you missed it on Instagram, or if you didn't notice here, I am now Frances Naudé, which I have always been. That is my name. But I have evolved out of Four Noble. As mentioned in my Instagram post, which you can go see, I'm Frances Naudé, Frances Naude on Instagram. And all of those links will be down below. But yeah, Four Noble was what this started as, and I'm so grateful for it. It was so right at the time, and my spiritual team has been nudging me for almost a year now to kind of come out behind the shadows of this brand and just be me. So this is me being me. There's a lot of fear around it. I've been doing a lot of personal work on the back end in a lot of different areas, but all kind of rooting in this idea of being seen, which is an inner child wound and a shadow wound that I've kind of carried for 30 years. So yeah, this feels like a really important step in my personal journey. I don't know if it's going to change anything. I don't know if it's going to change everything, but I will continue to be showing up as I have been. It's always been me, but now it's my name instead of Four Noble. So thank you for being here. And let's get right into our tarot card reading. We are working with the Four Noble Tarot deck. That name is not changing. A little bit about Four Noble. Four Noble is based on the idea, the Buddhist philosophy of the Four Noble Truths. And those Four Noble Truths seem a little bit morbid. Pretty much they say like, all life is suffering. However, with awareness, there is a path out of your suffering towards enlightenment. And that is why I chose Four Noble. That's what I really felt connected with when starting my business, my service offerings, because that is so what we do, right? It's like when we feel pain or we feel discomfort or we feel confusion, we want a path out. And so that is actually still very, very rooted here in the Four Noble Tarot deck, right? When we feel confused, when we feel lost, when we feel unsure, when we are in our suffering, we have a path out, and we can get that path to enlightenment through the guidance that comes through these cards and your connection with these cards, how you work with them in your own way. So still very proud to have the Four Noble Tarot deck. And let's dive in what we need to know this week. I hope you had a great new moon, a great 111 energetic portal. And we work in the light, in the highest for everyone here's greatest understanding at this time. Keeping my energy on, cleansed and protected, and theirs as well. Welcoming in my spiritual team. And everyone here who is watching, welcoming their team forward. What do we need to know this week? We had some cards fall out, so if you've been here before, you know that when that happens, this is what Spirit really wants us to know at this time. And then we will pull some additional cards. I'm going to pull the cards before flipping these. I don't know if they're flipped. No, they're not flipped. Oh, but there are quite a lot. We have 2, 3, 5 cards here. So let's see if there's anything else, and then we will dive in. Okay, so in addition to these 5 cards, wow, lots of information. What do you want us to know this week? Okay, so this feels like a mantra card. So it feels like we have our guidance in our 5 cards and then a mantra card. So I'm just going to pop that over there. Let's start with our 5 cards. So for this week, okay, beautiful, lovely. I'll show you in just a minute. Whoa, okay. So starting with the 9 of Pentacles, beautiful. This is very divine feminine energy. We've had a lot of this coming up in the past, honestly, couple months, right? This group, this community here that we have who watches these videos, really leaning into the divine feminine. But what I love about 9 of Pentacles is there is a slow, patient energy with it, a lot of grace, right? She's sitting on this tortoise, right? And if we think of the fable, right, the tortoise and the hare, it's really like you can slow and steady wins the race, right? That's where we get that tale from, slow and steady, or that saying from the tail, the tortoise and the hare, right? Slow and steady wins the race. And it's kind of like a stop and smell the roses in order to get the most out of your journey. Nine of Pentacles asks you to connect to the world around you, to connect with nature, very similar actually to last week's Queen of Pentacles energy, but this week it's more of a let's learn along the way. Kind of actually combining our message from last week with Queen of Pentacles and the Hierophant. That is kind of coming together in this card, but reminding you to still take those lessons and go slowly on this journey, right? So Nine of Pentacles, very abundant, but holistic abundance. So abundance of connection, abundance of time, abundance of energy, abundance of finances, abundance of resources, abundance of knowledge, like so much. It's like an ooey gooey, yummy energy. And this week, really focusing on almost like I'm hearing stretch time. Like, how can I stretch my time and really savor the moments in between instead of rushing through it? Because in that stretch time, you can really get into like that yummy. It's almost like a good stretch. Like when you're like, okay, I'm going to touch my toes. Oh, that kind of felt good. But if I'm really going to lean into it, oh, we can get that really juicy space. That's what this Nine of Pentacles card is saying this week, to focus on like creating space, stretching time, stretching the moments so you can savor them and actually like soak up all of the goodness that they have to offer instead of just rushing through. Yeah, I feel like this week we're almost in the actual new year energy. We had guidance to start the new year slowly. I don't know if we were all able to do that, but energetically it was kind of this slow and steady start. And now it's like things are starting to pick up, which is great. And your spiritual team, though, is also asking you to stay in that slow, graceful, one step at a time energy, so that the intention in that is to soak up all the moments. Okay, that is how you're going to be aware of more abundance, by actually, again, like savoring, stretching that time and savoring the in-between, instead of being like, oh, this is like sticky and slow. Like, why is this taking so long? It's like, whoa, I can actually like soak up what's happening in the in-between. What a gift that is. Yeah, and really finding connection and gratitude within the in-between moments. So this week, leaning into that. We also have Knight of Cups energy. This card is asking you to do what feels good, literal feelings. So emotions, what brings you joy? This is also not new guidance. What lights you up? So maybe in these stretched out spaces, how can you savor it? Maybe an example of this would be like, okay, usually, I don't know, I'll use like my life as an example. Like maybe you usually have a booked client schedule, but this week there's a gap. Okay, well, instead of trying to fill that time and rush, how can I actually do something that feels good and that lights me up and that serves me in order to recharge my battery and actually continue on this journey when things pick up again? So this week, focusing on what lights you up. This also goes along with the Hierophant card from last week of like, what did you learn? What was your curiosity? And now picking and choosing from those things where you want to invest more time and more energy, right? And also this is feelings as compass. So with Knight of Cups, this is like, what does feel good? More of that. What doesn't feel good? How can we shift or change away from those things? Okay, so really paying attention to your emotions this week. Feelings of joy and peace and all the good stuff, more. Not so good, emotions as compass. If it is not making you feel good, I'm also hearing media. So paying attention to like your social media this week. What accounts make you feel some kind of way that you're like, ugh, do we need to unfollow or mute? Really protecting your emotional peace and your emotional solitude with healthy boundaries around what you're consuming. Okay? Really important there. Okay, then we have 10 of Pentacles. This is also a card of abundance. Focus on family this week, and continuing in that idea from Queen of Pentacles last week, like redefining abundance, what this means for you. But again, with this card, I want you focusing on family this week. This could be your blood family. This could be your chosen family, i.e. your friends. This could be extended family. This could be ancestral healing. This could be really anything that has to do with this idea of family and like close friendships, right? Those friendships that feel like family, maybe nurturing those, checking in, allowing them to help you. Where do you want to have more of that? Do you want to call your mom? Do you want to call your sister? Do you want to call your friend you haven't spoken to in a while? Really making sure you're nurturing those relationships this week, for no other reason other than it should feel good. Coming back to Knight of Cups, like really tending to the heart space this week and making sure that the heart feels full. We see a lot of that here, right? It's like, okay, creating space to tend to the heart, following what lights you up to tend to the heart, not following what doesn't light you up tends to the heart. Focus on family and those really close to you tends to the heart, right? Even though we have Pentacles energy, which is usually like money and logic and tangible things, the way it's coming through this week is those really lovely tangible feelings, tangible. It's almost like a hug, like an energetic hug. So focusing on those areas this week, okay? With it, we also have Five of Swords. So this is the card of winning and losing, power plays. You might find this in your familial relationships this week. So maybe like some arguments coming up. You might find this in, let me just pause. What else is coming through here? Five of Swords. Like, I just can't get a win. Like, dude, why is this so hard? Like, I'm working and I'm trying and I'm going and I'm trying to be positive and I'm trying to do the right thing. I'm trying. And it's just like, it's just never ending. Like, what the heck is happening? If you're finding yourself in that energy this week, it's okay. Please know that you are validated in that. How you're going to move through it is with this guidance here. Going slowly, stretching your time, savoring the small moments, following what lights you up, less of what doesn't light you up. Lean into your family. Call someone to vent or for like meet someone for a hug. Be like, I just need a hug. Can you just hug me? Like, things have been hard. Like, I just need someone to make me feel better. Just knowing that if you're really in that feeling of like, I just can't get a win, it's okay. Do what you need to do to fill that heart space up. It's kind of like, again, they said this before, like recharge the battery so you feel like you can keep going when you most don't want to, because you just feel like you're just getting beaten down, right? Take a beat, pause, recharge, fill up the heart space so you can keep going. Because if you don't, you're going to get sucked into the tornado of overwhelm, of anxiety, of stress. Eight of Wands says there is a lot going on. It's kind of like hold on to your hat energy. Like, things are swirling, things are changing, right? We're in this kind of like swirly whirly energy. But your guidance when you're in the midst of this is to not get swept up into it, but rather to ground down. It's almost like, okay, what they're showing is like this huge storm, but there's this tiny little flower. And because it's kind of just like, I'm just here, I'm just gonna keep growing, I'm just gonna close my little petals so that I don't get all swirled up into it. Hey, when the sun comes out, bink, I can open my petals and I'm just gonna dance in the sunshine, right? So again, like doing what you need to do to protect your peace. Be that little flower. Don't stop growing, but maybe for a minute we just need to close our petals. Just take care of ourselves. Just let someone else nurture us or something else nurture us. Maybe you want to get a massage or watch your favorite movie or eat your favorite food, to just like nurture the soul, because there's a lot going on this week and it also feels very internal. So I'm hearing like comparison, self-judgment, high expectations from yourself, feeling like you haven't done it yet, feeling behind, right? If you're feeling those things this week, it's okay. Again, you're validated in those feelings, but how to move through them is to embrace the slowness, to connect to the world around you, to connect to your inner self, to focus on what you do have, to focus on what does light you up, to move away from what doesn't. Again, they're repeating themselves over and over because these are our action steps this week. Lean into family, let people take care of you, right? I'm just listening. They're saying like embracing the time it takes for the change. It might feel swirly whirly because there is a lot changing and moving, right? We also did have a lot of astrological and energetic shifts on the grander scale. So we're just like do along while everything else is moving. Be the flower, right? Close those petals, protect your peace. And then when you feel ready to, when you feel charged up, that's when you can open again. Okay. So this week it feels more like be mindful of what's going on out here so you can protect your peace in here and do what you need to do to recharge and protect your peace in here. Yeah. Cool. Okay. Then we had this one card, our mantra card. Oh, beautiful. So it really is slow and steady. Two of Wands. Two of Wands is asking you to identify where you're going. So if you look at this card, it's the world in the hands, right? It's like, I could go anywhere in the world. I can do anything. But I kind of need to know my destination a little bit before I start the journey. Otherwise, I'm just going to be wandering. Now, if your destination is to wander, i.e., if you're like, I don't want to have a destination, I don't want to know where I'm going, I just want to enjoy the ride, that is a destination in and of itself. So that's great. But for most of us, it's what do we want, right? This is not new information. If you don't know what you want specifically, that's okay. But I do want you identifying how you want to feel or overarching life themes, peace, joy, abundance, whatever it is, and then defining those things for yourself. What do they mean? This isn't about how you're going to get there. This is about knowing where you're going. So a mantra card for this week with Two of Wands energy is, it's okay to not know how. I just need to, I don't like the word need. I'm just going to close my eyes. Understood. They're bringing it shorter. It's the what, not the how. I am safe in the what, not the how. It's the what, not the how. So what do I want? Not how am I going to get it, right? Don't stress about the how. It's just about identifying the what. And once you have the what, then we can hands off. Then we can lean into the savoring, the what lights you up, the family connection. Because that trying to figure out the how is what's causing these two very stressful cards. I'm not there yet. I keep getting freaking beaten down. There's so much going on. I can't even catch my breath. What the heck? What the heck? I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening. Right? That's because we're getting stressed about the how. Forget the how. It's not about the how. It's about the what. What do you want to feel? What do you want life to look like? What do you want to experience? What do you want to learn? What do you want to receive? What do you want to give? What do you want life to feel like? What does it look like? What is it like? What is your legacy? What is your, when you look back when you're 150 years old, because we're totally all going to live that long, like what did your life look like? What did you experience? What did it feel like? In these big moments and the little ones, like when you wake up every morning, what space are you in? Who's there? What sounds do you hear, right? Like, it's not about the how. This week is about the what. And then once you identify the what, even if it's overarching themes, doesn't have to be specifics yet. Overarching themes are great. Maybe you have a mix of both, specifics and overarching themes. But then it's like, okay, I don't know how I'm going to do that yet. I am not going to stress about it. I'm not going to feel behind, right? Because we're out of two in the whole journey. Two, right? It's like we're still at the beginning. So in the meantime, we embrace the slowness. We embrace connection. We simply let the heart guide. And we lean into our relationships because we're humans. We need connection, right? So letting others lift you up. Yeah? Okay. Beautiful. So I'm not going to recap because I feel like they recapped a lot of times already through this. But our cards, I'll recap our cards in case you want to look. By the way, I do have my card descriptions on my website. So if you ever are curious in reading more of each card and getting like a little bit more information, maybe even if it's just a sentence or a word from the description, you can look those up. I'll leave that link in the description box. But it's 9 of Pentacles, Knight of Cups, 10 of Pentacles, 5 of Swords, 8 of Wands, and 2 of Wands. Okay? Cool. Okay. It's not the how, it's the what. Or it's the what, not the how. That's our mantra for this week. All right? Embracing slowness, savoring, leading from the heart, not getting wrapped up in what is going to happen in the head. Just know you might have some overwhelm in the mind. Drop out of the head into the heart. Feelings guide this week. Okay? Awesome. Beautiful, everyone. Thank you for being here. If you got something from this video, please hit that thumbs up button. That really helps me. Please share with a friend if you feel like someone in your life would receive something from this. If you haven't already, please also subscribe so you can make sure you get your tarot card readings every single Monday. I am sending so much love to you. All of the links to, I don't know, do all the things, book a one-on-one session, purchase this deck, see the descriptions, all the things will be in the description box below, so feel free to explore there. I'm sending so much love. I hope you have a beautiful, very yummy week where you can savor the moments, not feel like you need to rush. You're exactly where you are meant to be, okay? All right, I will see you again next Monday. Oh, if you feel like donating to the PayPal love jar, I would be so grateful. That helps me to show up with energy for you every week. So again, links in the description box. And now I send you off in love and light. See you next Monday.